Welcome to my channel. This is Ife Alonke, and today we're going to be talking about being single, saved, and honey, and exactly how we can manage it. And yes, we are going to be having a special guest today. So if this is something you'll find interesting, then definitely stay tuned. Welcome back. Now, like I said, we have a special guest in our midst today. Round of applause. So in our midst today we have
Ifeoluwa Yumika Adekoya.
Thank you, Ife. You're welcome to my channel. I'm happy to have you here.
Thanks for bringing me.
Yeah, so today we're going to be dissecting this matter.
Yep.
This very interesting topic that we've been talking about. There's been this saying that, usually people that are virgins do not experience sexual urges. Ife is married now, but then before she was married, she has always been firebranded. So she's saved. So at one point she was saved, she was single. So now we're going to ask her, did you used to feel honey? So Ife, I would love to ask you, do you think that, or do virgins experience having sexual urges? You got married as a virgin. While you were a virgin and you were single and you were saved,
Hallelujah.
did you experience sexual urges?
Capital YES. You know, like Ife said, there's an assumption that if you're a virgin, you do not feel these things, but that's a lie. A lie from the pit of hell. You do. And it's funny because growing up, no one, everyone always said, parents, people in church always said, oh, keep yourself, the Bible says, yes, the Bible says, and all of that, but nobody ever said how to handle these temptations or that you would even go through or have sexual urges. So when I got to a particular stage in my life and I started to notice that my body was doing gish. I was like, wait a minute, what is going on down there? I was really surprised, and I didn't even know how to handle it. I didn't even know that it was something that could happen to me, because I felt it was going to be a smooth ride, just stay, no temptation, nothing. You just get married as a virgin and end of story. Do you get? But that wasn't the case for me. I had sexual urges. Like, there are times when I just felt like, you know how your body just does you, and you're like, let's not go too deep. Yeah, so I did have sexual urges, even when I was single and as a virgin.
Okay, so I think we've established something very important today, because this is a question that I got from quite a number of people, teenagers, and that's why I decided that let's address this matter once and for all. The fact that you are a virgin and you have sexual urges does not make you a sinner.
Not at all.
Dear guy, dear girl, it doesn't make you a sinner. It is normal to feel it. Not a terrible person for feeling it. Don't go and wash your head in any river because you felt, or you had a crush on a boy, or you have felt. You don't need all those. You don't need deliverance because you felt it. No, do you understand? So please,
it is okay.
It is okay to feel that.
I experienced it in two different ways. When I was alone and when I was with my fiancé, my husband to be. Yes. So the times that I was alone, I noticed that, like we said, your body would just be doing you somehow. And during that period, I just wanted to stay on my bed and feel comfy, or just hug a pillow, just. And I knew that if I stayed long on that feeling, I would have ended up doing something that I would not really want to do. So it was a thing of concern to me, and so I decided to talk to God about it. Because personally, I love to talk to God about things, like everything. Because I did not create myself. So I believe that, and I know that God knows everything about me, even before I was born. So I just prefer to talk to Him because I believe He has the best solution to my problems. So when I noticed that, I just decided to talk to God. I'm like, Father, you gotta help your daughter because she really doesn't know what is going down. Why am I feeling this way? Do you get? And after this discussion with God, it's not like He said, oh, my daughter, I just had the nudging to always get up whenever, because it happened most times when I was on the bed. So I always had the nudging to get up from my bed and just, get distracted, maybe talk to someone over the phone, or get busy with work, or take a walk down the street, or just do something, just get distracted basically. And that was one major thing that I did.
So there's this YouTuber that I really, really admire, Caroline Roberts. She was sharing one of her testimonies one time while she was still with her fiance, and she was talking about how they were together, they were seated on the couch like we're sitting down now, and as they were talking, just gisting, that's how the chemistry and physics and mathematics just started. And before you know what's happening, they were there and here, before you know, they were already here together. And then all of a sudden, her husband just jumped up, ran out the door into his car, and while he was driving off, he was just waving. And she was like, "What?" Like,
That was drastic.
that flea that the Bible prescribed, he did it practically. Like, he jumped and disappeared because he knew one more moment, there's no let's hold hands together and stop this evil feeling.
You will be doing it.
Oh my goodness. So it's very, very important for us to learn to flee.
You know how I said that there were two sides to this feeling, when I was alone and when I was with my fiance. And just like the story you shared, there were times when we're together. So you can't erase this temptation. It will come. Even when you're with, especially when you're with someone you love, do you get? It would come. So this happened to us a lot. We'll be together, and we had already made up our minds not to engage in premarital sex. Let's, stay holy, stay pure. But then we were spending a lot of time together alone. And then we realized that this wasn't helping us. And we made up our minds that we were going to avoid being together alone, because we knew that doing that would help us, avoid the temptation, or even stay stronger together. So I like the story that you shared, and it just reminded me of how we had to do that ourselves. We had to make conscious efforts not to be together alone, maybe go to an open space, or just ensure there are people around, because when there are people around, there's a restraint on all these things. You want to act okay now. So I love that.
So far I think we've been able to establish some points, and that is that number one, be honest with God. God, this is how your baby girl, baby boy is feeling, and I don't want to fall into sin. What can I do? And then number two is you need to understand that the prescription, the medical prescription for sexual urges, if you do not want to fall into sin is fleeing. So you need to flee. That's very, very key. And then thirdly, you're in a relationship and you want to do, we got this.
Oh, let's hold our hands together and pray, Father.
Fire branded,
my dear.
inside the room, only both of you, windows locked, doors locked, lights off. Please now, please.
Moving on.
Please.
Netflix and chill.
Let's be honest with one another. If we really want to do this, be single, remain saved while we still feel on it, then we need to be very, very deliberate. Okay, so now you've talked about how it's very important for us to flee. So what now happens in a case where I cannot flee? For example, like you've established that even while you are single, you still feel these urges, like if you're not in a relationship. So what then do I do? I'm in my house at night, I'm feeling giz. Please, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to get up and leave my house? Am I supposed to, do you understand? So in cases like that, what would you suggest?
I really like this question. So personally, there were times that, I was alone and my body was doing that gish something, and what really helped me was, it took a while, but I got to a point where I was able to get up and get distracted. So there were times that I would just focus on my work, but there were also times that I would just call a friend and someone that I could trust, someone that I could talk to, maybe not necessarily about this, even though it's really good and advisable to have people that you can talk to about things like this. And then it is, if you're going to talk to anybody, it has to be someone of like mind, someone that would not make you focus on the temptation, but would encourage you to get distracted or do something else. For example, if you're trying to obey the Bible and not get into fornication, you cannot talk to someone who believes that there is nothing wrong in fornicating. Do you get? So it has to be someone who is of like mind, someone who believes the same thing you believe. You can hold hands together, talk about practical steps, how to do this. And so it's just very important that you know who you're talking to. You can't talk to just anybody. Then another thing that I've heard people say is taking a warm shower.
Oh, okay.
Like, I've never I've never heard that. I didn't know that there was a magic that warm shower does. So, but people have said that they've tried it and it has worked. That you can take a warm shower when you have these sexual urges and it just goes. So just get into the shower.
Now
Very
see,
true.
Ife and I have been best friends for like 12 years now.
12 years.
And we didn't talk about our orgies or horniness or anything until this year.
That's
We're
true.
just talking about it now. And that is terrible. Like, we're friends, we will talk about every other thing, but how we were feeling, because it was just really awkward. It was just weird.
Yeah, and then I feel like another reason that has happened is nobody, even in church, it's not encouraged to have these conversations, because even in church people are not even talking about these things and everybody's going through it. So why are we quiet? Do you get? And like she said, as best friends, we never talked about it because we felt it wasn't something to be talked about.
Exactly. So it's for me, I feel like there's so many mistakes that many of us have made that we probably wouldn't have made it if we could open up to our best friend, if we could open up to our mom, our aunt, if we open up to the right person. So have a community of like minds, then make sure that you as a person watching this video be welcoming enough such that people can come and talk to you about their sexual struggles. How are you? It is well, my brother. It is well, my sister. That's all. When is our conversation going to become genuine? So we need to start talking about these things. It's helpful when you have somebody you can tell. Let me tell you, the devil thrives in secrecy. Once you are doing something and nobody knows, the devil continues to lord you over it. By the time you bust it open and you've told somebody, and you now, it's not a conversation, the devil gets scared. Do you understand? So please,
you've owned up to it and you're
build
ready
a
to
community
change.
for yourself. You to ensure to become someone that somebody else can be comfortable enough to talk to. Now, on a final note, I think I'm just going to, there's one more point I think that is worthy of mention, and that is music. See, guys, I need to sit down properly for this one. We are different, and many of us, we have different things that triggers that feeling. Some of us is music. You see, music it does this thing to our emotions. It puts you in a place where, you know, you're just really, you're listening to some songs. My baby, oh baby, you know, but you know your body too is baby. So if you know that music has that much power on you, you need to be very careful of the kind of songs you listen to, the kind of songs you have on your phone, the kind of movies that you watch. You know, see, somebody else might not affect somebody else. And when they are watching, say, come and watch. Now you know yourself. You know yourself. So you just tell yourself, please, I can't do this. We need to be deliberate about it. Cut down on the kind of music that you listen to, or possibly change it. Even like the songs that you listen to have been causing trouble, darling, we need to change it. Right? So please, let's not forget all the points that we said today. We said that, number one, you need to be honest with God. Number two, you need to be deliberate, identify, know yourself, right? So you need to be honest with God. You need to know yourself and the things that you need to cut out and the things that you need to add. Find a distraction. Exactly. Find a distraction. Build a community of like-minded people. Yeah. And then somebody said take a warm shower, that it works. And then flee, like you were saying. Flee. We need to flee. So before we round this up completely, I just want you, Ife, to just tell us something. Like, I know that you've left this race of single, saved, and honey. You're now married. So when you're feeling honey, you just call your hubby, darling. So you have left our set. However, so do you have something like you just love to tell us something very like a nugget, something short that you can just tell us before you leave?
Okay, so I'll just I just want to encourage anyone out there who might be feeling bad about having made a mistake. It's okay to make mistakes, but it's not okay to dwell on them. So if you're falling, if you've done anything that you think maybe might be making you feel very terrible about yourself, please stop. Move on. Move on. Ask for forgiveness if you haven't, and then move on from it. Don't be downcast about it. Then another thing I would want to do is encourage those who are trusting God for their life partners. Do not give up. I know that it can be very tiring. You're like, God, how long? I'm 30, I'm 35, and I still do not have a partner. But do not give up. That person is coming to you very soon, and it will shock you. You will look back at your single days and be like, oh, I understand why I had to wait this long. So please do not give up. God is in the environment. They say that once it happens to people around you, it means that God is in the neighborhood and is coming to you. So please do not give up. And if you've made a mistake in the past, move on, forgive yourself, and God has forgiven you. So be happy.
Thank you so much, Ife. Thank you for coming. It's been very enlightening. I'm glad that we have people like you that are willing to be practical and open. We need more people like Ife to be willing to come to this channel and talk. So, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone, for watching. I'm sure that this video might have been long, but I'm sure that you know that it was worth it. So if you would love to see more videos like this, kindly subscribe to my channel so that you can get notifications once I post new videos. And then please like, and if you enjoyed this video, like. If you did not enjoy this video, click the dislike button twice. Do you understand? so please do that. And if you have questions, please drop them in the comment down below. You don't have to drop them with your name. You can drop them anonymously, and we're going to answer those questions. We're going to discuss them. Do you understand? And possibly even take it up as a topic for the next video. Thank you guys for coming. Bye.